What's up, y'all? It's your boy eBay Fight Predictions, and I'll be breaking down Korean Zombie versus Dan Ige. Man, great fight here. I mean, awesome main event, and I mean, a great way to cap off. I mean, a great pay-per-view in UFC 263, and yeah, it is what it is, man. But man, I love this fight right here, man. Really great scrap. I mean, between two ranked featherweights, I mean, a great opportunity for Ige to get in the top 5, and a great opportunity for Korean Zombie to remind some fools why he is the zombie. So, but it is what it is. Let's see where these guys are ranked in the rankings for the featherweight division. Korean Zombie is number 4. Dan Ige is number 8. Really good thing for them. But in terms of the stats, let's talk about the stats. Zombie comes in with a record of 16-6. He's fighting out of Korea, age 34, a height of 5'7", and a reach of 72. Man, really good things for Zombie. Ige, 15-3, fights out of Hawaii, age 29, a height of 5'7", and a reach of 71. So, I mean, man, in terms of notable wins for a guy like Ige, I mean, he's fought a lot of guys, you know, coming up for this for this fight. So he's in a really good spot in terms of you know, experience. But I mean, really notable wins that you know pop out to me. Jordan Griffin, he's a grinder. I've seen him fight a few times. I thought he won his last fight. Danny Henry, that's a good fighter. Choked him out in the first round. Danny Henry has a win over Hakeem, right? Hakeem Adawadu. I'm positive he does. It would have been crazy. I think Danny does, yeah. Yeah, he does have a win over Hakeem. No, but I was about to say, so it would be crazy if Hakeem would have beat Danny and then fought Dan Ige instead. So that would have been nuts. Also beat Kevin Aguilera. That's not so good anymore. You know, Kevin's been losing lately. Masar Bektik. I mean, it was a big win when it happened. It was a split so close. So, you know, Masar is, I mean, he's an interesting cat himself. Like, I've always thought he's a guy that, I mean, it's hard to say where he's at in his career, but, you know, losing to Damon Jackson is not good, but it wasn't like he was doing bad, you know, in that fight. So, Mercard, and some people have always felt he's been super over. Wait, hold up, y'all. I need to drink some Bang Energy from my boy Colby Covington. Put that in there. Hey, when y'all send that to him, man. But, yeah, like I was saying, I don't think Machard has always been really close to winning these fights, but I don't know, man. Machard is one of I really truly feel bad for him, but he just chokes. You know, he's a choke artist, but he's always doing good. It's not like he's doing bad, so just making simple mistakes. Then he has that controversial win over Edson Barboza. So I watched that, and I actually was more impressed with Ige when I rewatched it, looking at the opponents and how the way some people have felt to Barboza, like my boy Shane Burgos or you know, what's his face, Makwana Murakami, right? Those guys. I thought Shane won a round. I know a lot of people disagree, that they think Barboza won 2 rounds, and I'm like, okay, all right, you can think that. But I thought Shane was competitive with him, but I mean, Dan, he got dropped, but he stayed tough. You know, he stayed tough. So I'll give that. Ige showed more durability than Makwan and Shane. That's what I'm kind of saying. And then, dude, he in the next fight against Cater got lit the fuck up, man. Lit like a Christmas tree. I had it 4-1. I gave 1 round to Ige. I thought Ige did really good going forward, but man, Cater, the jab was money, man. And I mean, he was just lighting him up, man. He was beating him up. Cater treated him like a hoe. Well, he didn't treat him like a hoe. He treated him like a punching bag. You know, he didn't go out, because, you know, if I call you a hoe, I mean, you're kind of like a quitter. But he didn't go out like no hoe. Ige's tough. I'll give him that. And he's tough as nails. So, and then he fights Gavin Tucker, you know. So, knocks him out real quick. And Tucker was coming off a win over Billy Q. So, I mean, it is what it is. So I think Ige deserves to be here, and that was a quick knockout, by the way. That was a crazy knockout by Ige. They put him in the game. So he, they expect things from Ige, man. Ige's been one of these guys that's like, I mean, not a lot of people liked him because of the Barboza thing, right? But then I think people warmed up to him and they realized, man, this kid's a hard worker. After the Cater fight, seeing how well he really tried to win that fight, and then looking at the Tucker knockout, I think they've kind of forgiven him for that a bit of a robbery, I would say. Korean Zombie, but Zombie's legacy and what he's accomplished, man. I did a film study on this kid for the Ortega fight. I don't regret doing it. I mean, it was a pleasure watching a lot of his fights. Oh my God, Tapologist out here acting a fool. Don't do this to me today. Alright, Tapology some more. Don't never want to listen. Never want to listen, y'all. Never. Wait, hold up. But I'll get it to come. I'll get it to work. Oh my God. All the internet's not working today? Are you serious? This is racism. I don't know. Oh my God. Wow. My computer doesn't want to listen to me today. Honestly, fuck this thing. Alright, I'll use my brain on the top of my head and how many notable wins I know of Zombie. So, he did beat Dustin Poirier. That victory over Poirier was phenomenal. I remember that fight, watching that fight. I was like, he beat him in the 4th round. I think Poirier had one good moment, and then he just hurt him. And then he did a good job of hurting him, and then Poirier went for takedowns, and just kind of, he got choked out. He does have that win over Mark Hominick, who at the time was a really, really big name in that featherweight division. And then, he fought for the title against Aldo, and he got lit up, man. And one thing Aldo did so good in that fight, if you go he actually used a lot of wrestling. Probably the last time I've seen Aldo use a lot of wrestling, maybe if you count the Marlon Vera fight. But he took him down at will each round and controlled him, and he fought a really, really smart fight. And at the time, that was kind of crazy because Zombie was the grappler, and it's kind of nuts that he was one of the first guys to do a twister, right? So it's kind of crazy that happened, right? Then he takes his break, then fights Dennis Bermudez, right? Dude, man, I'm trying to really remember this. He knocks Dennis Bermudez the fuck out, yo. He knocked him the F out. That was quick. And then he fought Yair, right? He fought Yair right after that. I think I'm probably going to piss some people off. I'm not one of these, I'm going to say people that didn't watch the fight think like this, but I'm not one of these people that thought Zombie won the whole fight until he got knocked out. I thought it was 2-2. So, it was competitive. It was a short notice fight. Frank was actually supposed to fight him that day, if I remember correctly. But, that was crazy. I remember it was like one of the last cards of the year of that year. I think it was 2018, right? So, Zombie, man, he was doing really good. He was pressuring him really well. I thought he won important. And I thought he was winning the rest of the 5th round. That's what I'll give him. He's probably going to win the fight. I was going to give it like a 3-2, 48-47 Zombie, but he got caught with the elbow, and there's nothing, man. And dude, those elbows have been just ruining Zombie's life, right? But he got caught. It is what it is. It happens to the best of us, and Yair got him that day. He comes back, fights Renato Mocaño. It's crazy. He got to jump up in competition. Fights Renato Mocaño. Mocaño. Oh my God. I'll drink a sip of Bang Energy from Mocaño's featherweight career. I don't know what happened that day to that kid. I didn't pick Mocaño, but when I think about it, man, it's a sad thing that happened. He got knocked the fuck out. Got caught with a great shot, and it is what it is, man. Mocaño was a good fighter, man. He beat Cub Swanson at the time. Went tough rounds with Brian Ortega. He did a lot of good things. Beat Jeremy Stevens. Is that it? trying to. Oh, beat Cater. Yeah, I keep on forgetting. Mocanio beat Cater. You know, he's a good fighter, man. But I don't know what happened. It's just one of those things that, you know, just it didn't work out for the kiddo. But after that, Zombie fights. He's supposed to fight Ortega, right? Then Ortega just, you know, ends up getting injured, pulls out. Frankie takes a short notice fight when he was getting ready for, I think, Corey Sandhagen, actually, which is interesting. As a Frankie fan, I did pick Frankie Edgar to win this fight. As a Frankie fan, that broke my heart. It broke my heart, man. You know, oh man, it was a speed advantage, you know. Zombie had the speed and he just took his soul. Nothing much to say. Frankie Sate's super tough. Can't take that away from him, but another sip for Frankie Edgar. I think this is the last sip of Bang Energy. So, one. Pretty good flavor. Rainbow Unicorn. You know, Colby Covington. You want to be like Colby? Go drink that. But yeah, I mean, that was a hard one for me to watch. I mean, there's a lot of hard Frankie. Dude, the sad part is that those things are starting to add up. Those knockouts. You know, the Ortega, the Corey one. I guess it is what it is. But I mean, it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. But for Zombie, that was a big win for him. It's almost it got him. It shot him up high in the top 5, and yeah, he became a legitimate threat in that division. And then he meets Brian Ortega, man, and I was ready to see Ortega's downfall. And Ortega had other plans, you know. I mean, the guy had a phenomenal performance. He shut Zombie down everywhere, and he kind of just fought his fight and fought at his pace, and literally won the fight wherever it went. Even in the grappling, he got Zombie down a few times. Now I give him his credit. His wrestling looked impressive, but I'm going to hold him at the same standard you guys hold John Jones at. He's a drug cheat. I know there's people that love Ortega on my channel, and I might piss some people off, but you know, hey, homie, he took steroids and he got caught before USADA. You getting caught before USADA? I mean, he was on something legitimate. Like, you had to be caught. You had to be doing something really crazy. It was some it was like anabolic steroids. That's what they said. I know he said it was some for like cutting weight or whatever. And then some people are saying, "Oh, it was so long ago, so it doesn't matter." You want to play that game? You know, like, come on. I could say the same thing for Vitor Belfort, that he was on steroids so long ago. Why does it matter? Like, dummy. Like, what? You stupid. But it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, I don't hold that against the Zombie for losing to some steroid user. But it is what it is. We call him TRT Ortega on this channel, so it is what it is. But he got beat. He got beat bad. And we're gonna see how well he rebounds against Ige, man. In this matchup with Ige, man, here's how I look at it. Ige, he needs to put the pressure on him. He needs to take from the Ortega fight. There's some holes in Zombie's game. He doesn't have a high output. He doesn't do well. He has I would say almost like a snowball mentality. If it's going his way, he can keep the snowball going, right? And if it's not going his way, he can keep that snowball going of not going his way. He's not good at, if someone has a lead on him, he has a hard time of taking that lead away. Yair was probably the most back and forth fight I've ever seen him in. Dustin Poirier didn't, like, I'm sorry, but he dominated that fight. He won 3 rounds out of, like, and the last was a finish. So, like, in the 4th, it wasn't really that, it was a good fight, but it wasn't like that crazy back and forth. It wasn't like Zombie got hurt. I felt like Zombie had the harder shots, and I think Dustin was just, he was a little chinny back then, you know, at 145. So he was kind of hard. He didn't want to really engage, and he panicked. He shot for a takedown, a dumb takedown, and got caught in a sub after he got hurt. So that wasn't really a lot of adversity. Ige has to take him to the trenches. He has to, really break him. No, I shouldn't say Zombie hasn't been in. He's been in wars. That's completely dumb on me. He's been in wars, but he hasn't been in one lately. That's what I mean. Yeah, I'm sorry for saying that. That's not true. But he's been in a lot of wars. But lately he's had a hard time, kind of finding his range, right? And just figuring like it's just for me it's recency bias. Just watching that Ortega fight, watched it again for this fight. I mean, it wasn't good, man. He had heart though. I'll give him that. And I understand he was super concussed, but for Ige to win this fight, I feel like you gotta look at that fight, man. You gotta attack him. And you gotta go forward. Don't do dumb decisions, but force him out. Try to wrestle him, And he has good jiu-jitsu, but I don't know, man. I think he's become more of a striker in his past few fights. So I think Ige should just basically get an early lead in the fight. Maybe, win the exchanges, put pressure, get takedowns. I don't know if he can knock Zombie out. I don't know if he can do that. Zombie has a really, really good chin. He's been cracked before, but I don't know if he can do that. But yeah, basically, get the lead, get the takedowns, and I could see Ige winning a decision. But for Zombie, he has the reach advantage. He has the experience. He's been in these moments. He's fought for titles. He's fought, goats of this, of that division, man. He's been there, done that before. Really what it comes down to, and another way I think Ige might win this is the lack of motivation from Zombie. He had posted something about he was very devastated and depressed after his loss to what's his name? To Ortega, right? TRT Ortega, and I think he said he gained a lot of weight because he was so depressed, right? So maybe Zombie's doing this for a paycheck. You never know, and maybe Ige could take advantage of that and just attack him. Let him know, like, I want to be here. You're not as hungry as me, and just get him out of there. In terms of just based on motivation, right? But I'm basing this fight on experience. I think the experience that Zombie has in the championship rounds and what he's accomplished. I know some people might think he fades, but I don't think he's a guy that gets tired. He just doesn't have a high output. He's not a high output fighter. He's a counter striker. So I just think the experience. I think everything that he's accomplished, he does have a bit of a reach advantage, and I feel like he's the better counter striker out of the two. Ige leaves his chin out there a little bit. He does have a chin on him. I will give him that. He's tough. But I'm taking Zombie by second round TKO, man. I think he's going to catch him. I think Ige is going to be a little too eager to try to come after him. And I think Ige is going to, like that Eric, Extreme Couture, I think Eric Niska, that whole team, they pride themselves on hard work, and but they put a lot of pressure on guys. So I feel like that could be to his downfall, man. Putting too much pressure on Zombie, you can get caught, and I think he's gonna get caught. I really do. So I'm going second round TKO for Zombie. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, but it is what it is. Yeah, go buy some Bang Energy. That's probably the Bang Energy prediction video. But yeah, go follow me on my Twitter. Go follow me on my IG. What else? I don't know. Subscribe if you're new. Like, comment, share this video. Love y'all and goodbye. Yeah, it is what it is. Let's go, Zombie.